One of my most rewarding experiences was working with a Fortune 500 retailer and working in particular with their food product development team. Now, this team had had successes, and this retailer had had successes with their own brands, but in the food area, um, the brands were typically considered just as good as national brands that were out there. There really wasn't a distinctive niche for the company's own brands in this space. Part of that was that their product development process was fairly traditional, um, very heavy on traditional sort of market research and focused on existing customers and existing spaces and the existing competitive environment. I was able to help with the help of a colleague. Our team was able to put together a series of workshops that really tried to change the mindset of the organization, of this team, in terms of how they approached product development. And it started with a 4-day workshop that really exposed them to concepts like blue ocean strategy and made them think about market spaces and customer segments that they currently weren't attacking. Where could they create new opportunities where there was limited competitive engagement at this time? We then obviously looked into design thinking and really developing empathy, and empathy at a level that was deeper than what they were used to. They had very much they'd done a lot of research on customer behavior, but it was always sort of on the, what benefits are they looking for and what features are associated with those benefits. We took them a step further back and to say, really, what are the pains that these people are experiencing in everyday life when it comes to preparing meals, particularly if they were busy working parents, and how can we look at that in a more holistic manner? And the same with gains. What were they trying to get out of their everyday meal experience? And then the sort of the big aha moment that we had with this group was having them shift from thinking in terms of categories and products within those categories to meal solutions. There are so many competing alternatives for meals today, and there's this fundamental conflict that in particular, again, families face, which is they want to provide healthy, relatively fresh, and ideally home prepared meals prepared to some extent at home, yet they're crunched for time, and there's only so much time in the day that they can devote to the shopping and purchasing, etc. And so we got them to really think in terms of meal solutions as opposed to categories. And one example was meal kits. I worked with a team that was looking at thinking about what should their response be to the emergence of meal kits. And I said, our job is not to create a better meal kit. Our job is to create a meal solution that provides all the benefits of a meal kit without the baggage, the things like waste and things of that nature. So the reason this project really resonates with me is that it reminds me that oftentimes before we can be successful at changing our target audience's behavior, we have to change our own behavior and how we look at that audience and how we think about that audience and that market as innovators.
I wanted to share with you the innovation project that we are most proud of in our 22 years of doing electronic product design. And I would have to say that that is a design that uses RF to reverse Alzheimer's disease. Although we have done many different product designs through the years, that one seems to have the most impact when you think about making a difference. So I encourage you to think about what things your company is bringing to the table that might make it a little more interesting to come to work every day.
What innovation projects have I worked on? Well, I guess many years ago in the late 90s, I was asked while I was at IBM to go and lead a small project to try a different approach to product development to accelerate the pace. And over a short period of time, about 18 months, we demonstrated the ability to develop and bring to market a new hardware technology that previously would have taken 5 years. We did it in 18 months. We brought back some of that learning to a big project across IBM And we were able to shorten the development cycle for the IBM mainframe from about 5 years to about 18 months and achieve better quality in the outcome.
I've worked with hundreds of clients to create unique product or service offerings because unless you have something unique to sell, the money you spend on marketing is wasted. One project I'm most proud of was for a company that was struggling with stagnant sales. So I led several innovation workshops that resulted in a new augmented reality app that was a breakthrough in their industry. Within 6 months of launch, it generated over $4 million in revenue. Most importantly, it totally changed the market perception of the company from being outdated to being innovative, which sparked changes company-wide.